we're together.
Hey guys.
So we just wait for people to join.
Shooting in.
They are shooting in. Maybe it's a good time. It's a quick one though, isn't it? Just.
It always is with us. We say that every time. We say it every time. Hey guys, just a quick one. And then we're like on it for 3 hours.
Literally. Oh, I nearly exited it then. I won't touch it. How's everybody doing? Me and Tia together today, which has been great. We've been prepping lots of content for our YouTube.
You've had us hard at work today.
Yeah, we've been doing lots of content today and yeah, just...
How are we, guys?
Doing lots and lots of content for everybody.
I don't know what that made me laugh. The way you said everybody.
Yeah, we're doing it for you guys.
Everybody.
This is putting out great. Oh, and the second stuff, huh?
Did we miss something?
Did we miss something? Something just launched straight in.
A vibe.
A vibe. Have you got any more context?
And the circumstances.
Maybe you posted a comment, but we didn't see it because it literally just says "and the circumstances."
There we go. Can you
just repost your question?
Yeah, I think we missed it. On vacay. Sun in Cali.
Oh, lovely.
Love that.
Yes.
But still being persistent with inner convos.
That's great.
Yeah. Keep going. Like, it doesn't stop, guys. It's 24/7 experience. When you're feeling good, just keep saturating yourself with the experience, the state, the thinking, the assumption. So, yeah.
And I love it. You know, when you're on holiday and you're just, like, enjoying the sun, or you might be on the beach and you're doing inner conversations and you're by the water. I mean, it just adds to the potency of it, I think.
It really does.
It does, and it gets you in that feeling of, like, in that wish fulfilled, like... Which is great. Got SP back, had an argument, and I've left him on red what to do. Which is fine. Like,
me, guys.
yeah, like if you know, sometimes we will argue with SP and they're not doing what we want. It's okay to take a little breather before you want to respond. It's absolutely fine. So you can just collect yourself, essentially, feel better within yourself, and then respond from a place of, you know...
Yeah, 100%.
Feeling in a better state. Because...
And don't be leaving it, because I know, because I used to do it. Don't be leaving them on red to be spiteful.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to do that. Like, I'm going to leave you on red and there you just so you feel the annoyance that you've caused to me. But in that moment, you're focused and permeating on a story of that which you don't want. So, like, here, it's the stabilisation piece. So I've got SP back. You've had an argument. You've left him in red. What do you do now? The question is, what do you want now? What do you want to focus your attention on now? And you persist with that. You persist as the version of you that has already that which you want, instead of reacting to your current circumstances from a place of old self.
Yeah, because, like, you know, when we're annoyed with them, it's usually because they're not doing what we want them to do.
Gemini.
You know, things like that. And it's just getting yourself into a good space and being like, okay, I'm just going to do what I need to do for myself in this moment, make myself feel good, and then I'll respond from a place of, you know, non-reaction, and I'll handle this situation how I need to handle it. And then also have a natural assumption of, like, anytime you have an argument or a disagreement, it makes you closer, like, it makes your relationship stronger, like, you want a happy, healthy, loving relationship, right? So just, like, assume, like, these things make your relationship better and stronger, and, like, arguments are getting less and things like that.
Do you know that?
You can pin comments.
You can pin comments.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Gemini, hey.
Hey.
Megan, it really does.
It really does.
Yeah.
I don't think we've missed anything. Yeah.
I don't think it went through. I'm having trouble taking my awareness off the third party.
Okay.
Well, still awareness, as we know, that, and your attention to things that keeps creating them. So from that comment, it tells me, and I know because it's hard in that moment, we get it a lot, of when you're focused on the third party, you're essentially focused on what's manifested now. And it's like that example that I always give, guys, of you can't focus on that which you do not want and then experience the reality you do want, because it's your attention and your focus that essentially creates and transports you into that reality. So if you're struggling to take your attention off a third party, what are some things that you can do to stabilise your state and shift your focus? Whether that's processing the feeling, the emotion that's coming up from the third party, I'm not chosen, not enough, there's someone else. What in your self-concept, where do you have your self-concept to help you shift within that? The affirmations like I'm chosen, I'm the only one, I'm the best and only option, and stabilising yourself into that state of being the one and only. And then also, what can you do to live in the end of the experience of you and SP already being together? Because whatever you do right now, it's to stabilise yourself back up into the state and the version of yourself where that third party doesn't exist. So you've got to do whatever you can in this moment to shift your focus and your attention into being that version of you where you and SP are already together, living in the end of that experience, and stop permeating and bringing your awareness to the 3D. So I hope that helps.
Because she's also said here, I feel like, how will they go away if they're there? So essentially all you're doing in this moment is selecting a version of reality of you where you and SP are together. So when you and SP are together, that means there's no third party. That third party does not exist. So that's the reality you want to focus on, not giving your attention to the third party. So if you're checking social media or doing things in your 3D that's perpetuating the story of, I don't have this, I'm not with 3D, how is this going to happen? You're focusing on how it's going to come about, and that's really not your job. Your job is to live in the end and have a self-concept that says, I'm the one and only, I'm irreplaceable, I have an amazing relationship with SP, I'm the one he wants to be with. Like, it's you living in that version of you and creating a self-concept that says, no, I get to have the relationship I want, I'm worthy of it, I'm good enough. And then knowing, like, there's no third party, that doesn't exist in my reality anymore. If I'm selecting reality when me and SP are together, and you go to the end and you're hurting no one, and anything that unfolds in SP's reality where he realises that he doesn't want to be with this person and they break up, that will come about. That's none of your concern. And you're getting too caught up on, well, how's it going to happen?
The when.
What's going to happen within SP? That doesn't matter. You just go straight to your end and focus on you knowing you're going to be in this relationship and living in the end of that, okay? And seeing yourself as the one and only.
If we give money as an example, right? You currently know you don't have any money in your bank account, but you're not going to stop persisting in being the wealthy, abundant version of you.
When you're manifesting
it's like
money,
you can't let your current circumstances dictate what you are going to experience. You can't let your current or past dictate your future. It's exactly the same with third parties. Yes, they're currently here now, but they're not going to be. And you have to decide that. The way you transport yourself, like Leah said, into that reality where they don't exist is by taking your attention and your focus off it. Because it's your consciousness, your awareness to it, which keeps permeating it. So like I said, shift into the awareness and the focus of that which you do want and take it off the third party.
And we know it can be difficult sometimes when, you know, you're living in your reality and it's not a situation you want, but you have to have blind faith and trusting in the unseen and knowing, like, as I continue to work on myself and a story that supports what I want, knowing that me and this person are going to be together, I don't have to worry about what happens in the background to bring us together. You know, just take your attention and your focus off that and dwell in your end.
46.
There's people joining as well.
Ooh, okay. Sorry, I just jumped.
It's alright. How to stop a divorce was the last one. Can I stop a divorce? Of course you can stop a divorce. So before, you know, anything is finalised, you can see it going a different way. You can see the person having an epiphany and not wanting to get divorced. That person could wake up tomorrow and be like, oh my God, like, this is not what I want anymore. I want to be with this person. So you live in the end of the fact that this isn't going to go ahead. You can imagine, you know, having an inner conversation with your person and being like, I don't want to go ahead with this. I don't want this to happen. I want to be with you. I want to make this work. Like, I'm in this for the long run. Like, whatever you need to do to live in the end of this not happening. And people get divorced. I don't know what, you know, sometimes I don't want to say this, but people do get divorced and remarried. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. But you can live in the end of, like, it not happening and it not happen. You're the creator of your reality. You're the one that's powerful here. You just have to believe in yourself and know that if you don't want this to happen, it's not going to happen. But you just have to envision a different scenario and a different reality where that doesn't happen. There's many realities that happen where you're single, this person's divorced, you're divorced, you're married to separate people. Like, there's so many different realities, but you select the one where this divorce does not go ahead, you know?
I just want the version who trusts me. I just want the version who trusts me instead of him arguing with me. Okay, so persist in that. Persist in that thinking. like we say, new story, old story, that method, write down all the assumptions you have about SP currently, the arguments, the not trusting you, and then what is it you want? And you persist in that story. Have it in the notes of your phone. Every time he wants to argue, every time there's that old story coming up, you have to change that, because you will get the version of someone you expect. So if you expect him to be arguing with you, then there's a shift there that needs to be made.
And it's also saying as well, you literally just said out, I just want the version of him that trusts me. I have the version of him that trusts me. We have such a trustworthy, loving relationship. He trusts me so much. Like, what does it feel to be like the version of you where you have an SP that fully trusts you and the relationship? Live in the end of that. Like, the relationship feels stable and trustworthy, and, you know, he literally trusts me with all of his heart. Like, he's so open with me, like, he lets me in. I'm his safe place to land. Like, it's the story you're creating, the narrative you're giving it, and the meaning you're attaching to it. So every time he says that to you, you have to change it within yourself, and it will start to shift, because right now you're saying he doesn't trust me, and that's what you're identifying with, and it's shifting back to the version that does trust you and living in that end, in that story.
What do you do when you've manifested many things but now there are more blockages to obtaining it?
This is great, because we've done a video on blockages earlier on, which we'll release in a little while. And it's because you think there's more blockages. Sometimes that's the thing that's blocking us, because we think there's more blocks. We see more circumstances. We think there's something stopping us. We think we're doing something wrong. We think there's something more to fix. We're not doing this work from a place of trying to fix ourselves. We're doing it from a place of wanting to be a better version of ourselves that now identifies as a version of us that can have what we want and sustain it. So once you've identified anything that's opposing to what you want, anything that's opposing to what you want to persist in the story. Like, I don't mess things up. Everything is working out for me. Things are unfolding for me. My 3D reality is old, and at some point it's going to catch up to my new thinking, my new story. I've got no more blocks. Like, I'm perfect in every single way.
Do you know what just popped into my head as well? Because I have this a bit as well. And it's like the other spectrum of it. Like when you're manifesting things in sporadically, but there's not the consistency. So you'll get something in, and then you'll essentially, like, there's a level of self-sabotage. I don't know if as well that's what you meant, because that's another element of it. And all it is when you're manifesting things in and you're finding, like Leah said, that there's blockages. Yes, 100%. The conscious awareness of there being blocks. I keep thinking, what is that? The block of there being a block. But it's also like, do you currently have the self-concept that supports you and the version of you that has what it is you want? So what it is you're obtaining. So essentially, are you being the version of you that has what it is you want? And that links to thinking there's no blockage. So explore the self-concept, like the version of you that has the thing, has obtained the thing. What thoughts and assumptions and beliefs would they have? Mm-hmm. That's great advice. Thank you. You're welcome. Gosh.
It tells you when
why does it have to tell us? Like, can it not just, like, you know, when you're watching it, just
it never used to tell you that stuff, but it just jumps as well. Go. I think we've caught up.
Yeah. Is it possible to manifest that a newborn is an SP's child?
Every reality exists, so anything is possible. And I've seen stories and things like that before where people have manifested that their SP's child wasn't their child. And the thing is, you have to know what's right for you. Like, you can go to the end and just envision that this child isn't SP's and, you know, it's someone else's child and the child still gets looked after. Do you know what I mean? We want to assume the best scenario for each situation.
But it's a questioning of, like, it's also like taking accountability for why don't you think you can still have what it is you want because of this circumstance.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of people want to change circumstances and you can do revision and things like that. But it's also taking accountability for why this thing has manifested in the first place. Is there a part of you that doesn't feel that you can have exactly what it is you want? Is there a part of you that thinks, like, bad things have to happen in order for you to get what it is? There's, like, so many things to uncover just in that question. Because, yes, ultimately the question is it possible to manifest such and such? We would never say no. But it's also questioning, why have I manifested this in the first place? What is a self-concept? What is the undercore belief where I'm not getting what it is I want? Where SP has essentially, there's something happened in the 3D where I'm not getting what it is I want. Do I not feel chosen? Do I not feel enough? Do I feel like relationship is hard? Like, these are all things to explore. And that's what come to my head when I saw that question.
Yeah, because you can manifest that. Or even if it does end up being SPs, you can know that you could still have your SP if that's what you wanted.
Because there's a version of reality that exists where you're with SP, you have exactly what it is you want, and you're living in the end of that experience.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily need to manipulate the 3D circumstances in order for you to experience that.
So you could essentially just live in the end of you being with SP, and an event could unfold where it happens where this child isn't his. You know, all possibilities exist.
It's being that version.
And someone saying, yes, I've done it, persist no matter what. Is that in response to that person's question? So yes, it is more than possible, and yes, people have done it. So, yeah. And you can manifest that, but like Tia was said, keep working on the fact that, you know, you see yourself as someone that's worthy of this relationship.
Don't get too caught up on the 3D.
And the circumstance. Okay. My SP is back, and now I am like in the same situation for months. Want to go further. You want commitment. So you feel like you're in the same situation, basically. So SP is back, and maybe they're still showing up as a version that doesn't want to give you commitment. So what does commitment look like to you? What does it feel like to be in this committed relationship with SP that's giving you what you want? Like, do you see yourself as someone that relationships work out for? Do you see yourself as someone that has success in relationships? Like, what are your beliefs around love and relationships, of why you won't be committed to, basically? Because sometimes they're still showing up because we have an underlying belief around relationships. So even though they might be showing up, they still don't want to give us the commitment. So you have to see yourself as someone that always gets the commitment you want. SP wants to be in a committed relationship with you. Anyone you want to be with wants to be committed to you, because you are commitment material. You know, putting yourself in the identity and the version of you that is the girlfriend, that is in this committed relationship, going to the end of being in a happy, blissful relationship with SP. And I know sometimes when they're showing up and saying, oh, I'm not ready for commitment, blah, 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 but that was just reflecting where you once were at that time, thinking you didn't deserve commitment, thinking, you know, maybe relationships didn't work out. So it's kind of working on that stuff and living in the end of being in this blissful relationship. Like, I like doing inner conversations. I would do tools and techniques that really help transport me into being in this relationship, and hearing SP saying, I want to be with you. I'm committed to you. I love you. You're the only one for me. It's always been you. I love being in this relationship. It's really starting to saturate our inner experience with that until it gets pushed out, you know? Oh, this is a good question.
Any tips to be diligent in your manifestation throughout the day? It's intention, it's choice, it's decision. Essentially, it leads back to... Personally, guys, I'm not a very diligent manifestor, I'll be completely honest with you. Once I decide something, I will essentially just be conscious of where my mind is going in relation to that thing throughout the day. And it's different for everyone. So I'm not saying you can't be diligent. For a lot of people, some people like to affirm all day. Some people like to bring it back to scripting all day. Some people like to have inner conversations all day. But in my perspective, in order to be a diligent manifestor, it's just choosing who you're being on a moment-to-moment basis. Having the conscious awareness of when you're having narratives and perspectives and mental diets that don't align with the life that you want to create for yourself. When you have that conscious awareness, when you're going throughout your day and you're having the narratives in your mind of where is it, things aren't working, you have the conscious awareness to shift. And we spoke about this in a video recently of like the switch moment of knowing that manifestation is a 24/7 experience, and it's an experience that you're having within yourself, internally in your mind and your imagination. So the way that you be a diligent manifestor, in my opinion, is having the conscious awareness of when you're not aligning to that truth. And the truth is that what you're choosing for yourself, what you're manifesting. It doesn't have to look the same for everyone. Some people can be diligent in the way that the consistent reinforcement throughout the day, all day. And some people's diligence looks like just catching their mind when they're in an opposing story.
Yeah. What have I else to add to that? Why can't I visualize sometimes? I think it's a practice, visualization. You know, I think sometimes people try to think, oh, I need to see a clear image, I need to, you know, they put pressure on themselves, but it's just a practice. Like sometimes we can see a clearer picture and other times we can't see a clearer picture, and I think your mind knows, you know what I mean? When you sit down and you focus on bringing a scene to your mind and you're visualizing, like, you're getting imagery, or sometimes you can't see full imagery, but it's okay, like, it's still working.
Yeah. Like, I always think of that example, if I was to say, like, imagine biting into a lemon, your mouth automatically starts, like, salivating. And some people aren't visionaries. Some people are more logical minded. And that's okay. You can use other tools and methods, such as, like, scripting or inner conversations.
And Vibe's just giving advice, which
Love
is great.
that. Loving you guys help each other.
I mean, sometimes I'm visualising, then that old story comes in mind and I'm like, yeah, it happens. Because you've been used to playing that old story for such a long time. So you're sat down to do a visualisation and a memory will pop up of something old. Yeah. But that's only because your mind's used to going that way. And the more you direct it and say, no, this is the new story, this is the new version of us, the mind will start to focus more on that new story, and that old story will dissipate because you're not longer that old person anymore. You're just retraining yourself into a new thinking pattern, a new way of being. And you know, when we're visualizing, we're kind of thinking as we're visualizing, because we're conjuring up scenes in our mind, aren't we? So you know, the more you keep doing that, the less the old story starts to fade away.
Exactly. What was the next one? Sorry,
This one.
Bugged out. My SP and I don't talk, but he came the other day for our kids and he said, let it play out.
I think I remember you saying this.
Yeah, well, that's
on
good.
Another one.
Just give it good meaning.
I would give that good meaning.
Yeah.
Like that it's playing out, basically, and it's got to go how I want it to go. Because I'm the creator of my reality, and keep persisting in that new story and the new version of you of what you want it to be. Girl, I persisted, manifested the opposite, but changed the story to my benefit. Yes, and that is what we do, right?
Persisted.
We decide how things are going to play out. We decide how things are going to go. So even though you saw something, you was like, hell no. You know what I mean?
To me, that means everything is going to play out in my favour, but I notice sometimes I miss him. That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay to miss someone.
Like, you don't have to repress that emotion. We're human. We're having a human experience. You're going to miss people. But it's the shift of, like you said, I notice sometimes I miss him. You can miss him and still be like, I'm still getting what it is I want. Still be like, things are unfolding in my favour.
I know we're going to be back together.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anything you need to say to yourself to soothe yourself, essentially, into the favourable story that just knows this is going to play out to your benefit, just knows you're going to get what you want regardless. Like, you're living in the end, but you knowing that it's coming as well. It's okay to be like, it's a done deal, but then also know something is coming too. Did you dismiss? No. So you've got this, do you know what I mean? Just keep trusting in yourself and just keep focusing on what it is you want, and you know, it will catch up. 3D will catch up. Time is just a man-made construct, and we put so much emphasis on time when we notice time going by, because we're like, oh god, it's been a week, 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months. But really, you're not going to care when you get what it is you want, and it's not going to take that long as you continue to live in your end.
But yes,
I'm trying to work on my self-concept, and that's great.
Foundation. Ladies, I had 3D movement in November and then nothing, though.
So you've had movement in November and then nothing. So it's just maybe you're noticing that maybe you're too focused on the 3D. That happens sometimes when we see like we got movement and then we're like, oh my god, what if it doesn't happen again? Like, maybe we perpetuated stories, you know what I mean? And then we keep ourselves blocked, essentially, because we're like, oh my god, I had movement in November, now I've not had movement, and we've since November been focused on the fact that we've had no movement. But at the end of the day,
it's just outcome dependency.
Yes. And it's you focusing on your end and what it is you want, and trusting and knowing, like, no, I am the creator of my reality. I'm doing everything I need to do. Everything is working. My 3D is catching up fast. I know I'm going to get what I want. You know, and saying to yourself, like, for me, I don't care. I'm getting what I want. It can take me a week, 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, a year. Like, for me and Tia, we have financial goals. We have goals and things like that. But we're not focused on, you know, how long something is taking, because we know it's inevitable. And we know we're going to get what we want, you know? Or it doesn't have to take long. Things can shift very quickly.
It just takes as long as it takes.
Manifestation can happen like quickly or instantly for some things, but sometimes, like when Neville says as well, like some things have their, what's that thing?
Gestation period.
Whereas like a baby takes 9 months, a chicken takes 21 days, like
elephant takes a year.
An elephant takes a year, or a horse takes a year, whatever. Like some things have to play out. You know, but in our favour. These things are always playing out in our favour. Well, I feel upset because I have been sick for almost a week and haven't heard from SP. How do I change that? So you've been sick, and sometimes when we're feeling sick, we're a little bit vulnerable and we're like, oh, I haven't heard from SP. I need this person to come in and make me feel better. Which is perfectly okay because, you know, we want to create a relationship with someone that cares about us and that's there for us and showing up for us. But what can you do for yourself to make yourself feel better, to take care of yourself in this moment? You know, just accept the fact that you're not very well this week, and that's okay, and that at some point SP is going to come in and, you know, he's going to wonder how you are, what you've been doing and things like that, because it's very normal for us when we're unwell to want someone else to come in and validate us and just give us some attention, which is okay. But how can you give yourself that attention for a little while so you know you're not focused on needing it from someone else? And oftentimes when we do that for ourselves, they come in, you know, because we're not longer grasping at needing someone else to do that for us. And just I'm not feeling very well at the moment. It's okay. My body is recovering very quickly. I'm starting to feel healthier each day, and I just know SP is going to come in because, you know, play the story. They care about me. You know, I deserve people showing up for me. I deserve people who are in my reality and want to be there for me. You know, it's always the story that we're playing and the meaning we're giving to things.
What if I'm blocked? Circumstances don't matter, guys. I've had clients that are
Circumstances
literally blocked in no contact, and I've heard stories of people depositing money in people's bank accounts just with the reference.
Talk to me.
To get in contact.
Yeah.
But it does not matter. You just persist with that which you want. You just persist with the story and the knowing that it's already done. Or if you can't go there, believing. Like, it links to everything that we spoke about in this video. If you're giving your attention to I'm blocked, how are you then going to experience the reality that's over here of you and SP together? Like, it doesn't work, guys. You've got to shift your focus, shift your attention. Yes, you might be blocked now, but essentially that doesn't affect what you're going to experience.
Because really, you want to select a reality where you're not blocked. And I've just done a video on this. I don't know if you were the person that asked me about the video, actually. And I'd done a video reply. I don't know if it was you or someone else. I just spoke about someone said they were blocked and then their SP unblocked them and then they've been blocked again. So maybe watch that video. And it's also the meaning you're giving to it. Like, I would always give it a meaning, like this person just, you know, is just realising their feelings for me and they're going to be back at any point, because you have to live in the end of, like, when you're speaking to this person or you're in a relationship with this person, you're dating this person, you're not blocked, you know? So it's not playing that story continuously. Like Tia said, I'm blocked. Oh, why haven't they unblocked me? I'm checking maybe to see if I'm still blocked. Like, that's, you're still identifying with a version of you that isn't in communication, and you want to shift from that. And start building yourself up. Like, you're incredible. Start realising how great you are, that not anyone would want to talk to you and be in communication with you. Like, I'm worthy and deserving of consistent communication. I'm worthy of someone showing up for me. I'm worthy of someone being in my life consistently. Like, everyone wants to talk to me. Everyone loves talking to me. I'm everyone's favourite person. Like, you have to start building yourself up to know that you're great and you're a great catch. And you deserve to have someone showing up for you. Maria, thank you so much for your answer. You are welcome. Okay.
How do you work on self-concept and stop being insecure about other people? So all you're doing with self-concept is you're changing your ideas about yourself, your conceptions about yourself, what you think you can have, what other people think about you, and what you think about yourself, essentially. The way you do that is just by changing your thoughts and your assumptions about yourself and the narratives that you hold in your mind. So if you're insecure, that tells me that you've got an area around trust, about protecting yourself, not getting hurt, like unworthiness, thinking you're not enough exactly as you are. So you can do the old story, new story method technique for this. Write down all your current conceptions about yourself. I can't trust people, I'm scared I'm going to get hurt, such and such does this to me, the men in my life will show up this way, or the people in my life, the women, whatever way. And then essentially shift that into the version of me that is safe, is secure in love, feels confident, feels like they're worthy, what would they think about themselves?
We've got a playlist on our YouTube about self-concept, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a great place to start.
Maybe go and watch our video on YouTube about self-concept, and we have an exercise in there where you can get clear on how you view yourself, how you view different areas, and you can write those out, and you literally write the opposite. So it's kind of old story, new story method, and then, you know, you persist in that new story. So if you want to start being a person that feels secure, you would need to start seeing yourself as a version
secure.
of yourself as secure.
Thinking.
How that person thinks, how that person feels, how that person lives their life. Like, it's a different version of you that is feeling secure in your reality and in her relationships or whatever area it is, you know, seeing yourself as valuable, worthwhile, as amazing, incredible, like building yourself up in that way, as we always say.
I literally just realised that your names are both nicknames from my family.
Oh,
love that. Tia and Leah. Do your
Leah.
family call you that? That's cute.
Well, our
Our
names,
mum didn't even realise that our names rhyme.
yeah,
our
they
names
do
rhyme
rhyme.
until we got older. How funny is that?
Yeah.
That's
Is
a
it
good
going to
question.
think thoughts of healing? I'm having trouble feeling and visualising.
Well, your thoughts create your feelings, and visualising is just another way of focused thought. When you're thinking thoughts of healing, do you mean like you're thinking, I'm healing, I'm getting better? That's perfectly fine, because you're directing your mind into that which you want. And the more you persist in that, that will create a feeling and a state of the healing. So yeah, perfectly fine.
So it means it's working. Yes.
Got it.
Got it, thanks. Cool. There's a lot more coming in today, isn't there?
Yeah, there it was. What if I believe SP is in love with me? Is that enough?
Yeah, but what's the other side of that? Like, you
Yeah.
can have a favourable story about SP. Like, if you saying to yourself, SP is in love with me, means that you're in this blissful relationship and that it's everything you want it to be. Like, different affirmations and different words mean different things to us. Like, the affirmations essentially are just us changing the thinking pattern. And that's going to support us having the manifestation. But what do you believe about love and relationships? Do you believe that you're worthy and deserving of a beautiful relationship? Do you believe that relationships work out for you? Do you believe that anyone you want wants to commit to you? Like, the self-concept piece about yourself in relation to relationships. Because yes, you can affirm for SP and SP can come back. But if we don't have that foundation in place to support that, you know, that's when the cracks start to, you know, the foundation isn't solid. So like some people that are focused on SP purely, but they haven't fixed the things with themselves, that they don't think that they're worthy of a relationship, or they don't think they're good enough, or they don't think relationships last. That's why sometimes they can sabotage or SP goes off again, because it's like those core beliefs are overriding SP loves me. You know what I mean?
You say SP loves me, but then you start an argument and try to push SP away. Like, that's how it will show up.
Like, some people will say,
Yeah.
like, you can affirm for SP is in love with me, so that also means that I have a good self-concept about myself. But essentially, sometimes that's not the case for some people, because they're just affirming for SP because they want SP to come in and make them feel better and show them love. But when you build that in yourself, you've got a solid foundation, you're feeling good within yourself. Of course you then can support SP's in love with me. Of course he's in love with me. I'm an amazing catch. I'm great. I'm beautiful. Like, relationships last me. Relationships work out for me. Like, I prefer to build that side of myself, so then I can, of course, like, this person's in love with me.
I think self-concept is the foundation to change your story. That was the next question. So I didn't hear you guys' response to mine because he called. I can't remember what we said, but we will upload this so you can get the replay, and I love that. So if he called you,
Yeah, we'll put it on YouTube.
then there you go. Things shifted. I would like to know your opinion about something. Some coaches say that, for example, if your SP asks you to be... What?
Friends with benefits, and you say yes, you're not valuable, basically. So it's all perception.
Do you want friends with benefits?
It's up to
I
you.
remember that
It's
the
your...
first time I manifested my SP, unconsciously at first I accepted that, and even if I visualised being with him, at the same time being friends with benefits, I know that he will be my boyfriend.
So some people, for example, can be in a friends with benefits knowing that it's leading to a relationship, and that's not depleting anything in their value. But then some people are in a friends with benefits, they don't want friends with benefits, and they're accepting breadcrumbs. And SP's only hitting them up when they want something like that, and when they do that, they're not feeling good within themselves. So it's where you're coming from on that standpoint. If you can be in a friends with benefits and you're still like, I'm valuable, I'm amazing, I'm incredible, I know this relationship is happening, anyone would want to be with me, and you know that's leading to a relationship and SP showing up, by all means, like, you have to do what feels right for you. But in past, when I've been in friends with benefits, like, I knew for myself I was accepting less than, and it never felt good to me. So I couldn't be in a friends with benefits without seeing myself as less valuable and thinking that person was seeing me as less valuable. So I had to build my own self-worth and self-value and not accept that situation until someone came back giving me the full commitment that I wanted. That was just how it worked for me. But I know some people can be in this situation and some people it just doesn't work for.
You're right. You hear it from both angles. We were friends with benefits and now we're married with 3 kids.
Yes.
We were friends with benefits, but we've been friends with benefits for the past 4 years, but I want more. It's not necessarily the situation. It's your perspective and the narratives that you're having about that person and yourself. Do you think, like Leah said, it's going to end up that way? Or are you settling for that which you don't want? That's the difference there. We have a choice,
don't we? Like, for me, I knew for myself...
Where are you coming from?
That was a thing I needed to do for myself, to build my own self-worth in my own eyes, because I was essentially doing something I didn't truly want and thinking it wasn't going to lead to something. So I had to, within myself, set those internal boundaries and sometimes external, build my own self-worth and knowing, like, this person's going to come up giving me what I want. And
because some people accept it because they don't think they can have
the full-blown commitment. So it doesn't mean you're less valuable.
It's not here yet, but I know it's done.
You 100%. Can be in two... We always say this, you can know something is coming and know it's done at the same time. Like, whenever you're doing your taller technique or you're affirming or doing whatever you're doing for yourself, you in that moment are transporting yourself into a version of you that has what they want and it is done. But then you can go about your day just knowing, like, it's coming. You know, you can be in 2 different states, essentially, knowing it's coming and knowing it's done. As long as this is all leading you to knowing that you're going to have the full-blown thing. Yeah, the having, exactly. But yeah, it's not one size fits all when it comes to manifestation. I think we need to get out of that narrative. Like, people manifest in different ways. Like, some people can past tense affirm, some people like to future tense affirm. Like, everyone is different and different things work for different people.
Off topic, but you would look so good with a nose stud.
Thank you very much.
What side should we get?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've never even thought about that.
I'm not opposed to it. I like a bit of,
just get the same side or different.
One day when I was a bit younger, I wanted to like get this pierced, but I'm glad I didn't now. And if anyone's got it done, fair enough. But like, I just think I wouldn't.
That wouldn't have suited me.
It wouldn't have looked great on me if I actually wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, and I think also another point. If what a coach is saying isn't beneficial, doesn't fit in with the perspectives, you have a right to reject it.
Accept or
reject.
There
are so many things I see from coaches, other coaches I reject. I'm like, sorry, not in my reality, mate. Reject, bye. Like, you have that power, guys. You don't have to accept anything.
Wow, y'all so cute. Oh,
thanks. How do you know if someone is manifesting you? It could be different.
So I think in my reality, no one can really manifest me, but this is just my perspective, and
see, my perspective
you can accept or reject, because I think in my reality, unless I want to give it the meaning that someone is manifesting me too, but in my reality, like, I'm the only one that has free will. No one can try to manifest me, and essentially, but yeah, I think
if you essentially have the desire as well, that's where it shifts a bit, because you experience things like, they call it serendipity, like dreams. You meet up, that person's there, and events unfold. That kind of happened when I talked back with my boyfriend. We both wanted each other. So like there was a bridge of
you could be manifesting each other.
Like, I agree with you. No one has free will. If I didn't want him, I wouldn't be at them events. Do you know what I mean? But there was a mutual desire there, because no one has free will in my reality, so I decide that desire means that's meant for me. So essentially, after that, there was a bridge of incidents that unfolded where we was at like the same events and stuff.
Have you ever seen the film Serendipity? If no one's seen it, go and watch that film. It's a really good film.
Is that the one where they like run into each other? Like...
She puts like a £5. She puts her number on a £5 note, and she said, if
it's meant to be, I'll just
someone's getting Nando's. Very nice. Tia just got a message from being nosy.
How do you know something? Yeah. Oh,
So
no.
yeah, I just think like
You get to decide
manifestation. Yeah, you get to decide if you want to give a meaning that someone else is manifesting you and it's bringing you closer together. Then fair enough. But for me, like if I don't want someone,
you ain't manifesting me for shit.
Yeah,
kind of thing. That's a limit belief.
What?
I feel like I'm in a waiting
season. Job wise. Oh, okay.
So
well, if you feel like you're in a waiting season, you're always going to be in a waiting season.
It's essentially a limit you put on yourself, because if we're in a form of waiting, then you're essentially not living in the end.
Mm-hmm. We're in that waiting stage for like when's it going to happen. And we done a video about how to manifest your dream job. Actually, these are great. This is great
Thanks,
feedback
guys.
for us.
Okay.
So we've done a video about manifesting your dream job. So it's going to be coming, but you want to start shifting into the identity and saying, I'm not in no waiting season. There's no waiting season. Like it's only if you're
now. It's coming.
If you're feeling like you're in a waiting season, you're always going to be waiting. There's nothing to wait for. I'm going to continue living my life, knowing that my dream job is coming, knowing that I'm going to get the job that I want, knowing that I'm always chosen for the job that I want, knowing that I always get the job that I want, knowing that the job is coming to me. Like, it's all the meaning you're giving to it. There's no waiting season. Like, sometimes we pick up this stuff from people that we are watching, or we hear about a waiting season. No. Like, it's the meaning and a signing you're giving to it. Like, there's no waiting season. It's on its way to
You're
me.
essentially putting a separation between that which you want. Close the gap by living in the end.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think we are going to.
I don't think we're going to get to all these questions,
but let's just let's just pick. But
I love that. I love that Laura's like, no one can manifest you. You're the opposite power.
Exactly. You're right. Period.
Yeah.
Let's sporadically pick some, because we're not going to be able to get through all of these.
Yeah, relationship story. Yeah, that's the thing to work on. Oh, wait there.
So I came back. I didn't take him back. He wants to come by his own rules. Oh, wait, the version I want. So essentially, he wants to come by his own rules is a story and a perception you're holding in your mind, essentially. So he has to conform to that. You've got to decide, like, what it is you want.
I literally manifested everything I wanted with SP, had an amazing week, and then I messed up with my thinking. You're not messing up. Again, this is the thing we were talking about. We're doing things, we're seeing movement, things are happening, and then something happens in our reality and we think, oh, I must be doing something wrong. No, you're not doing something wrong. You just keep persisting in your thinking. I'm not messing anything up. This is unfolding. Just because this is happening doesn't mean I'm not getting what I want. So whatever you were doing was working. You keep persisting in it, until it becomes the full-blown thing. You're not messing anything up. Give yourself a break. I can't help myself, because when I see stuff like that, I'm like, how do you feel good about yourself after being treated badly by someone? I don't feel confident about myself anymore. And I get it. Sometimes when stuff like that happens in our reality, we get treated, disrespectfully or in a way that doesn't feel good. It knocks our self-confidence. It knocks our self-esteem. So what I want you to do for yourself is I want you to write a list about all the amazing things that you are, all the things that you bring to the table, all the things about yourself that make you great, all the qualities about yourself that make you the amazing person you are, because you are an amazing person. Now you need to start realising it again in your own eyes. And then I want you to take this list down. Anytime you think that you are less than or what the hell, read this list and remind yourself, get in those mirrors and tell yourself, I'm amazing, I'm incredible, I'm beautiful. Like, start building yourself up. I call these self-love kind of affirmations, because like it's building yourself up again to see how amazing, incredible you are, which self-love and self-concept go hand in hand, in my opinion. But you want to start building that self-love, that self-esteem within yourself, and having a favourable story that people treat me with love and respect. I'm always respected. I know my worth and value, so people know my worth and value. I am worthy, I am valuable, I am worthwhile, I'm special. Like, write down the version of you who is respected in relationships, who is respected in general in your reality, that anyone that comes into your reality is always very respectful and treats you amazingly and beautifully, because that's what you deserve.
Sorry, I just thought, I saw a question just then of saying, like, someone, they manifest what they want and then they messed it up. Before I answer this question, because I've seen another one I like, it's two things here. So one, knowing that you can't fuck shit up. Yes, you manifested what it is you want, but don't let the 3D re-identify you with, I've messed shit up, I'm doing things wrong. But then the other part of it is the self-sabotage, which does show up because we speak about this a lot, of like, for some people, you'll have what it is you want, and then there'll be a period of negative thinking where what you want goes. And it's as simple as this, guys. The self-concept is what is essentially supporting the foundation of you sustaining that which you want. Because when you are the version of you that has what it is you want, by having them assumptions, having them beliefs about yourself, you'll no longer continue to do the self-sabotaging thoughts that align with you not experiencing that which you want, if that makes sense. So my advice to you would be to think of the version of you that has what it is you want. Then from there, shift into the thinking of, I'm not messing it up. He loves me. He adores me. I'm so worthy of having a relationship. Love is easy for me. And think of all the assumptions and beliefs that you would have if you were still in that run of manifesting that which you want. Don't let it knock you off the pedestal. Don't let it make you feel like you're not getting what it is you want. Mm-hmm. You haven't messed up anything. That was the question there.
Oh, okay. And then I led on to the next one about feeling more confident. But we will upload this to YouTube, so you can kind of go back and look at that. And actually, we done a video about remembering that you are the prize, so that'd probably be a good video for you when that airs as well next week. And we gave some tools in that. Well, I think that would be good for you. Laura, so it depends on how you feel about it. Exactly.
That was a good one. I like this one. Hello ladies, I'm manifesting wealth. Currently my 3 years denying my new story, but I trust my subconscious.
And I'm having fun.
But what would you recommend me? Exactly what you're doing. So this is everything that manifestation is about, and it's what we were talking about earlier of like, your 3D will deny it at first because it's catching up. It's not what you've been persisting in. You're essentially creating a new identity around you being a wealthy woman, person or man. So get clear on that. Get clear upon, what does wealth look like for me? What thoughts would I have? What assumptions would I have? How would I feel around the wealth? Whether that's money, wealth in, because you can be wealthy in health, you can be wealthy in money, you can be healthy in abundance. What does wealth look like? And then all you're doing is shifting your current identity that doesn't align with that into the identity that does, and that will transport you into the wealthy reality. And you persist with that, although even if your current 3D circumstances don't, because the way your subconscious will start to accept that is through the repetition of you saturating your consciousness with that wealthy state. And the state of thinking, the assumptions, the beliefs and the feelings will attribute the behaviours and align everything else, so you transport yourself into that reality.
Jenny, I broke up with mine, deleted from all social media until I feel stable within. And sometimes that's the thing we need to do for ourselves until we can get stable again, which is great. What about dating while manifesting an SP? I'm in my best SC.
Self-concept.
Yeah, and pursued. And then she said something else as well. And I'm having fun and letting myself feel being the prize, which is okay. It's okay sometimes to
have fun with it.
Have fun. If you want to date whilst manifesting SP, it's perfectly fine to do that. Some people feel more resistance doing that, and some people don't. Some people's like being out there, feeling pursued, feeling like a priority, and just getting into that state more as well, and creating that within, and knowing that, you know, if you can create this with others, you can create that with SP, because it's all about yourself. It's all about you feeling a priority and pursued within, knowing that you get to have, you know, people show up for you that way as well.
Love that, Lara. Just screenshotted that. You guys are so kind. Peaceful to explain, listen, all questions, everything. Thanks. You're welcome. Love that comment. You guys are literally just reflecting back the videos we recorded today. How do I stop myself from waiting?
Yeah. Because someone said they were just in a waiting state a second ago, and we said there's no waiting. Didn't we do a video on our... Yes, we've got a video on our YouTube about waiting. Go and check it out. We've got a video not so long ago where we actually spoke about how to stop waiting. Oh, how to stop waiting for your manifestation. We put it up about 3 weeks ago. Like, if you can see it, it's just like
othering light. You
can't see it properly, but it's there. So essentially, you know, it's you getting on doing things within your reality that don't make you feel like you're in that waiting stage, because that's just an outdated programming in the story anyway, because you feel like, where is it? I'm waiting for it. But essentially, you just need to get out and live your life and get yourself back into like doing things that don't make you feel like you're in this waiting state, because there's nothing to wait for.
It's a shift. Go watch that video, that will really help you. Because we go in depth about it.
We do. But I think, have we got any more?
No one has power over me, period.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
I think we are going to have to do like a couple more.
How do I stop wavering and giving up? That's a good one.
You guys have beautiful lashes. I've just jumped. Thank you.
Thank you very much. How do I stop...
I'm screenshotting that as well.
How do I stop wavering and wanting to give up? Well, it's... Sometimes we can feel like we're wavering back and forth, like feeling like giving up. It's very normal sometimes to feel like on top of the world one day and the next day it's like, do you know what, nothing's happening, I'm giving up. But it's you reminding yourself of the fact that you are the creator of your reality and you're the one that is the one in control and you're the one calling the shots. And it's like, if I'm having an off day, I just remind myself of the fact that, you know, I am the creator of my reality and I don't have to give up on myself. And even though I might be feeling like this today, doesn't mean I'm not getting what I want. And having things that make yourself feel good, like go and do something for yourself in those moments to shift yourself, whether you need to, you know, go for a walk or watch telly or go hang out with some friends or do a bit of EFT tapping or breathwork. We've got many videos on EFT and things like that to help you stabilise your state and just bringing yourself back into the wish fulfilled as well. Who would I be if I already had what I wanted? This is a great question to return yourself back to that end state and think of what thoughts would I be thinking, how would I be feeling, what would I be doing within my day? So that's going to shift you and transport you back into that version of you that is in that wish fulfilled, who is in that end. Okay, I'd be thinking like this, I'd be feeling like this is what I would be doing. Anytime you're wavering, and then when you're going throughout your day, just remind yourself that what you want is coming and everything you're doing is correct. And I keep saying this over and over and over because I'm seeing a current theme with people where they think they're not doing anything, they're doing things wrong, or they're messing something up, or there's more to fix. No, trust yourself, trust in your end goal, trust in what you're doing is working for yourself. And anytime you waver, just return yourself back to those questions or do things that feel good to you. You know what I mean? Because it's normal to waver sometimes. It is.
Yeah, you're right. I had a client
recently. We have days like this sometimes. The same thing.
And it was literally like, well, have I created that then? They're not showing up, so have I created that? The re-identification, guys, of there's something to fix or you've done something wrong, abolish it. He wants to come in with his own rules. Yeah, I make the rules.
You do make the rules.
Find it hard to shift into the state because this 3D is hitting me hard.
Yeah, you came on last when I went on live, and I know you've been struggling at the moment. But the key is really like seeing 3D for what it is. And I said to you when you came on last, like it's not re-identifying with what you see. Because essentially you're just like picking up an old newspaper and reacting to old news. And I know sometimes it feels very, like 3D feels live, doesn't it? Because we're experiencing it and sometimes people are coming in and saying things that are hurtful or we're seeing things that we don't like. But it's in those moments how we're shifting back and focusing on ourselves and really giving to ourselves and reminding ourselves of who we are, how amazing we are, and the fact that we are the creator of our reality and that nothing is set in stone, nothing is malleable, and things can shift and change. Like you have to be the one to go in and reinforce these things within yourself. You know, and it's okay that sometimes things are hitting us hard, but you need to have a things and list of things that you go to that can help make you feel better, get yourself more into a stabilised and neutral state, you know?
Manifested getting invited to my dream job interview. It's this Sunday, can't wait, love it. Round of applause.
Love that.
It's already done. It's already yours. High level content. I have a bill due, so I'm stressing. I won't be able to make it. Any help? So you've got to shift out of the stressed state. Stabilise yourself. We have an EFT going out this week to do with money. So that might help. You can do a breath work, you can do a meditation, but what you're wanting to essentially do is shift your current awareness to there not being enough, stressing about money, into the awareness of it's already done, it's already paid, it happened, I did it, kind of state. Because when you're in a state of stress, you're not being in that moment the version of you that has paid the bill. So you're not going to experience that reality. So if you have the bill and you paid the bill, what thoughts would you be having? How would you be talking to yourself? I did it. Like, oh, I feel so relieved now.
Relief.
Have so much money. Like, you're tapping into that, guys, and it's as easy as that, because all you're doing when you're changing your state is you're transporting yourself into that reality. So what are you doing currently to, one, stabilize the emotions of stress, anxiety around money, but also shift your current narratives? Don't know where that come. Shift the current narratives in your mind around you not having enough, and then shifting that not enoughness into you have paid it. It's done.
It's done. It's paid. And it's reminding yourself of times where, you know, we've had to, you know, might have had times like this in the past where you was like, oh my God, a bill was due, but you paid the bill. The bill got paid. And it's trusting that money is always going to show up for me. Like, money is literally just a tool that we need to get by. Literally. Everything costs money. Okay, the phone that we're on now costs money, food, water, like, it's just a tool and it's here to support you. And it's starting to see, like, money is here to support me. Money loves me. I love money. Money loves to take care of me. Money loves, appreciates and supports me. Like, it's seeing yourself as someone that is supported and getting out of that narrative where there's not enough. Okay, and like Tia said, stabilise yourself, bring yourself back to a state of, like, how would it feel to have this bill paid? How would it feel in general to have abundance and know that you're always taken care of and that you always have plenty? You know, that's a different version of you that always knows that they always have more than enough money. Okay, and it's shifting ourselves into that more and more and more. And we have videos on our YouTube around money and things like that. Maybe you could benefit from going and watching that. But it's changing who you're identifying with and not seeing yourself as, like, living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, not being able to pay those bills, even though those bills do get paid. And you could prove to yourself through, you know, if you reverse engineer anything in your life where you've had to pay bills, those bills got paid. Yeah, you know, but it's shifting ourselves into a version
because
of us
we have to do it ourselves.
Yes,
exactly. There was actually a point in my life where I was living in the minus the overdraft, and now it's there's a point where you don't have to even think about money because you just know there's enough, and that's what you got to shift into, the identity of that version of you, and it's just a choice you make with yourself, guys, on a moment-to-moment basis.
And I love how someone just said that circumstances don't matter, will be easier, and you have to focus on yourself and work on self-concept.
The Ice Queen, love that. You two are so kind and helpful. You both have such
you.
Lovely energy. Thanks. Guys, I know we've probably missed so many questions, but we will be going on live more this week. Obviously, I'm back. I've come back from being away now, so obviously last week was quite quiet. Leah just done the lives, but
I've been going live every Friday, so that's my kind of day to go live at the moment.
And I will be going live depending on my client days, so it will probably be sporadic.
Yeah,
but yeah, guys, should we pick up some more, or maybe this cycle?
We'll answer one or two and then gotta go because I'm getting hungry.
Apartment moved in with third party, won't give me the login info, the bills. I think you just want to hear from me. And
what about that one? Go back.
SP gave me an apartment and he moved in with third party, but he won't give me the login info for the apartment, I'm guessing. The bills. I think you just want to hear from me at this point long because it's simple to give me login stuff so I can take care of it. His excuse is because it's in his name. So just live in the end of it.
I think it's just going straight to the end. Like, everything that's currently happening in 3D is just all circumstance, all situation.
It's
like,
all bullshit.
It's just, like, I know you're in the 3D and it's...
Tell me to let things play out. I feel like it was my sign.
So, exactly. So you keep living in the end. Although he's showing up like this is 3D, old 3D still playing out. You just have to keep focusing on your end. Literally, sometimes it's best to just go straight to the end. Some people manifest in steps, but I like to go just straight to the end. And it's just like focusing on that end version and how things play out. And even if you're saying these things and you're communicating in 3D,
just be in your head, like,
it's like, okay, whatever,
like, yeah, whatever, mate. Do you know what I mean?
And then you keep persisting in your end, and then it will catch up. I missed my SP. Well, it's okay to miss someone, but
yeah, we said that.
We did say it's okay to miss someone, but who is the version of you in this relationship? Who's the version of you that isn't missing this person? Like, going to the end of already being in this relationship. Like, when you're in a relationship with someone, you're not in that missing, longing state. You might spend time apart from them and miss them in that moment because you're excited to see them again, but it's not constant missing as I don't have this thing, you know? Shifting yourself into the version of you that has got it on. I know how you feel.
Probably have to be the last one because I also have to get back home. So, what one do you want to go for?
There is no intimacy between us at all, because you assume there's no intimacy.
Live in the end of you being intimate with them.
What does
it
it
feel like
to
be so intimate? What thoughts would you have? Can't keep his hands off me.
Ladies, a lot of you on here are like, I miss him.
Girls, come on. What do we always say? You are this version of you, and if you're in that energy, that thinking, that assumption, that beliefs of grasping, needing, you're not being the version of you that knows you are the shit, that knows that SP wants you, that knows that SP is lucky to be with you. We need you to shift into that right now, okay? Affirmation queen, let's all repeat these affirmations. Leah, give them some affirmation.
Affirmation queen.
Okay?
Well, first of all, I would start
knowing your worth and value.
Knowing your worth and value.
I feel like it's a repeat after me situation.
Yeah. It's a repeat after me. I am worthy. I am valuable. I am worthy and deserving of my beautiful relationship. I am a great catch. Anyone would be lucky to be with me. Anyone I want to be with wants to be with me. Relationships always work out for me. I'm always the chosen one. I always get what I want. I am the operant power. Everything is working out for me. I'm incredible. I'm a beautiful woman. I'm a once in a lifetime woman. I'm the exact definition of what anyone is looking for. I'm irreplaceable. I'm unforgettable. I'm unique. I'm amazing. Great.
I am the prize.
I'm
the fucking prize.
These are the things you want to start saying to yourself. Honestly. When you find yourself being like, oh,
where
I
are
miss
they?
This person. Where are they?
No.
Remind yourself how great you are and how amazing you are and how lucky anyone would be to be with you. It's okay to miss this person, like I said, but we don't want to fall into the state of that longing state, that, oh, where are they, when are they coming back? Because if you were truly in the end of you being in this loving relationship with this person, you're not in a longing and missing state, you know, literally repeated with you. Great, exactly. Because you got, honestly guys, you are amazing, you are incredible, and once you realise that in your own eyes, the byproduct of that is it gets pushed out and people reflect this back to you. You are the prize, you know. Yes, you got this. Exactly.
Got us, girls. We have to do work with ourselves.
Exactly. We have got you. We've got your back. And it's about you building yourself up and realising how amazing you are and returning yourself back to, who would I be if I already had this thing?
I'm going to give you guys homework. I don't usually do this, but it's just come to my head.
Homework.
Like, for the next fucking 24 hours, I literally just want you to rampage how fucking amazing you are to yourself, how chosen you are, how you're the goddess, you're the prize. Everything that you're wanting to hear from SP, I literally just want you to tell yourself for the next 24 hours to get yourself into that state of being the fucking prize, being the chosen one, being the girlfriend where they're chasing after you, you're sought after, because you got to get to this point, and you will once you start persisting in it, of why wouldn't they want to message me? Why wouldn't?
Who wouldn't want to be with me?
Date me. Why would they want to take care of me?
He's missing me.
Like, yeah. You get to that point where you're like, he must be fucking missing me so much because I'm such a great catch right now. Like, honestly. And that's what we want you to get to. If you're in the state, like Leah said, of longing for something, you're not in the state of being the bad bitch, okay? And we are bad bitches over here. We don't settle.
We are bad bitches, not sad bitches.
Yeah, where is that from?
That's the lady that said this before, and I think I'm going to do like a little duet with it because it was a good video, okay?
So just remember this. All of you bitches, now, sorry, I've got to call you out, in the comments, say, yeah, 24 hours, self-concept it the fuck out.
Yes.
And with that being said, guys, we hope you enjoyed this live. I think we're going to have to make that last one.
Do you know what? And I've got a rampage as well. We've got a rampage on our YouTube. Go to our rampages.
What's your YouTube?
And I've got one on there where it's called... What one is it? What rampage is it? I've got...
Queen. It's the Queen rampage.
I think I've got a Queen rampage. I can't bloody remember what it's called
so
now.
Many videos. Our channel is Manifestation Sisters. After this live has ended, it's also in the link in our bio.
I'm just going to our playlist because we've got so many videos.
If you click the link in our TikTok, it's linked there as well. So if you can't search it, Manifestation Sisters, a link will take you directly.
And the rampage is called Queen Build Yourself Up. And in there, I've got all these kind of affirmations that we were saying, and I was rampaging. Mainly about self-concept.
Listen to that shit.
Listen to that.
Go take
Say
a
it in the
bubble
bloody
bath,
mirror.
candle lit,
yeah,
and go listen to that fucking shit on repeat.
Exactly. It's called Manifestation Sisters. It's the same as here.
Yeah.
So it's our same name as here. But yeah, start building yourself up, ladies, gentlemen, whoever's listening, and reminding yourselves how incredible you are, because you really are. You just have to start seeing it in your own eyes.
I'm going to be saying that
bad
so
bitches,
much
not sad
now,
bitches. It's our new bad bitch, not sad bitch.
I helped manifest in a job that I've interviewed for already. Living the end of that experience. It's already done. It's already mine. Every time that negative narrative of like, where is it? When are they going to call? It's already mine. It's already done.
Yeah. Just keep persisting in it. It's in the bag.
Right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. We do appreciate and love you guys so much. Make sure, if you're not already, follow us on this account. We will be going live throughout the week, so we can chat to you then. But yeah, we're going to jet off.
Yeah. Anything? I've had so much fun. I love coming on here and speaking to you guys. And we're going to also upload this to our YouTube. Okay?
Right. Bye.
Bye.